Beautiful morning to all Nigerians, to all our viewers. But I always like to say thank you, God, first for the privilege to be alive today again. It is not by our power, rather by our might, but the special grace of God that we have made it to the studio again this morning. It is TGIF, the last Friday in January 2026. Today, the 30th day of January 2026. We want to say thank you, God Almighty, for the privilege given to us. I am Ambassador Robin Emmanuel Oluwafemi. For a short, you can call me Real, because that's how we roll. Today's Friday, and we get to look at different topics, trends on social media, different activities, a lot has gone down from Monday to Thursday, and today is Friday. So it should be free Friday. Yes, let's just have fun. I'm not here alone, of course. We are on native this morning, not because we are native doctor, but we are traditional people on set on Friday who like to embrace our culture and to let people know that there are fantastic fabrics in Africa. And that's why this morning we are doing the Ankara thing with different colors. There's a saying that says, oh, Ankara, oh, Jesem, oh, Ankara, oh, Baki. And, well, this Ankara I'm putting on this morning, it's one of my friend's father that died, and when they wanted to have the funeral, the final burial somewhere in Ondo, that was when they picked the Ankara. I was not there at the event, but then I bought the Ankara. So this is there's this trend on social media. This cloth that I'm wearing, this cloth is from Ayomi Posilate's father's burial. And the glasses I'm wearing is the recommended glasses, of course, a photochromic one. What else am I wearing? My shoe is half shoe, I got it for one of my church members. They forced me to buy it. MC era. Okay, give me money later. So I just collected it. Well, I'm not alone in the studio. I am with Stanley Paul Ikao. And Stanley, him is even wearing cap. So he's going to tell us what happened, why he got the Ankara. Because it's sure for me. Saying a different event, bring the cap and bring the Ankara. And then yes, he's wearing a white slippers, no bedroom slippers, so like palm, a white, very mature one, the one that all those old men used to wear, all those married men that they have been married for like 40 something years. That's the kind of, yeah, the camera is not showing his leg, but no problem. You can go on the social media and find him. Yeah, so Stanley Poikao, good morning. Waiting the up.
Well, good morning, Lagos. Feels good to be back. You're putting on a traditional attire. You're not, what's it called now? You said you're not what?
I'm not a native doctor.
You're not a native doctor.
I'm
you're putting on
my
native.
culture.
You're putting on, you're not a traditional whatever. You're putting on a traditional attire, but you're not a traditionalist.
No, I'm a traditional man, not a traditionalist.
Okay.
Yeah.
You never know your calling. Lagos, good morning. Feels good to be back on the program. And like you said, it's a free flow Friday. First, sincere apologies for coming a bit later. We just tried to fix one or two things. And very, very big thanks to you always a delight to have you, because like I've always said, we can't be here talking with ourselves if you are not there at the receiving end. That's why we say we appreciate your time. We appreciate everything that you put in to be a part of the bumper breakfast at that receiving end. Hence the reason why I said you are. So I would always say you are the real MVP. My name is Stanley Polikau. He talked about people dying. Our heart goes out to the family of Chukwueze, Samuel Chukwueze, who lost his mom yesterday, and Wilfred Ndidi, who lost his dad. So
what's going on?
I don't know. It is what it is. And I think yesterday, one of our own, Mukada Mariduno, lost his mom yesterday. The man you see on Wazobia every Friday morning. Oh. So he lost his mom yesterday, and the remains of Mama has been taken to Ekiti State. Quite unfortunate, but then this begs the question: what do you want to be remembered for? The good, the bad, and the ugly. It boils down to you. And like I said, once again, good morning, and let's have breakfast together.
Thank you very much, Stanley Poikawu. You've not done this. What event did you get this Ankara?
Thank you very much. Abi, please come.
What event did you get the Ankara?
This cap and this attire. When did they tire? This cap and this attire, when did they tire? Are from the same event, so I'm complete.
So what event? Was it wedding, funeral?
Wedding. I need since my party, I need to go funeral.
Wedding. That is people that no, his own Ankara was wedding. My Ankara was
Burial. Burial. I didn't go.
I mean, Stanley, I'm not talking sport this morning, but you know, I want to talk something that I feel like you are likely to be familiar with, and it happened in the sports world or the sporting world, let me say, and that's about Kelvin Bassey and his father. I'm sure you must have seen the trend that the father is now coming out on social media to say he's sorry, he wants to, you know, meet with his sons and all. Maybe if those guys were not successful, maybe the man would have kept his calm. But regardless, he said he has been trying so hard to, you know, see the kids. That the kids are grown up now. Kevin Bassey traveled internationally, go for different events. I mean, full sporting events. So it's easy for him to see the father. The father is in Italy, is in the United Kingdom. It's just like a stone throw. You're already in Italy. But I just want to ask you: is there anything you know about it that I can share? Because I really do not know much about it.
It's very simple. They had a fallout. They were man and wife because I've come to realize there's nothing like husband and wife. It's man and wife. I don't know, but that's not a conversation for today. Now they had a fallout, slight issue, marital issues, and according to the man, he left for work. Before he came back, the woman has moved out with the kids. Now the only time she reached out was when she needed him to append his signature on a particular document to have I think Kelvin Bassey. I think in Nigeria here. I don't know. I'm trying to get the truth. But I read the story. I read the man's side of the story. But you cannot judge based on one side of the story. We're always taught not to be sentimental. Balanced reporting, hear from both sides, then you can prefer your probable analysis in depth as it were. But having said all of that, I think both parties need to settle. Kelvin Bassey is grown. The other siblings are now grown. Whatever must have been told, because there was a picture while Kelvin Bassey was still young, young, not more like too young. I saw a picture of him and his dad, so it means he knows his dad very well. True. He's familiar with his dad, and when he had reasons to need his dad's signature, his mother contacted the dad. After all of that, she blocked him again, and I'm like, why would you do such a thing? Even if the man was irresponsible growing up, these kids are now grown. They need to know their father. These guys are now matured men and guys as it were. So they need to know their father. It's not as if they don't know their dad. Let them get closer to the dad. And sadly, I don't know how both of them are Nigerians. Funny enough, the man is from Imo. The wife is from, I think, Akwa Ibom or Cross River, but she's from the Calabar region of
South.
You understand? No, from the Calabar region. That's why she bears Bassey. Now, funny enough, Kevin Bassey does not bear his father's surname. The Bassey is from his mom. So there is a discourse somewhere that needs to be addressed.
I don't understand.
You understand? There is a discord that needs to be addressed, and it's becoming too unbecoming. The same Truth Ekong story, how there was issues before when he started his football journey and career and whatever. It's not looking too healthy for the sporting world. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other sector or in other sphere, but it's becoming too unbecoming in the sports industry. And the man has come out to say, the man is not poor, mind you. The man is not poor.
It's not like he's looking
so
for
it's not
money.
as if he's looking for familiarity or he's looking for money. He just wants to be closer to his children. So yes, everybody knows, of course, whether you know him, you don't. I'm sure not too many knows Kelvin Bassey's mother. So the same way not too many would know the father. But something must reunite them. These young guys must ensure and they must realize that going forward, the world will use it against them. Oh, you that came from a broken home. It's not a stigma. It shouldn't be a stigma. But now you are influential. You are famous. Use your image to reconcile your parents. It would also help them. Now imagine their reconciliation. They put their reconciliation on what's it called now? Either on TikTok or on YouTube. You know the kind of thousands of views they would generate. That would also rake in money. I'm not saying that would help. That would increase, multiply Kevin Bassey's account. But for their parents, it would also help improve their bank account. The money may not be much, but then picture you have the reconciliation of Kelvin Bassey and his Kelvin Bassey's mom and dad generate like say 4 million views on YouTube. Do you know how much that would rake in for them? So they need to be strategic about it. Reunite your family. Let that love, bond, and unity come back to life. Now afterwards, now you go and show, okay, let's even just be. Look at Truth Ekong. He has a YouTube account. He's rich, he's wealthy, but he still makes money outside football on YouTube. He puts out content there, footballing content. So imagine Truth Ekong's content on YouTube generating close to like 770 thousand views on YouTube. Do you know how much that would get into Truth Ekong's account? So you have to be strategic about some of the things we do, and that's why I think at this point in time, Kelvin Bassey and his siblings must ensure that they unite. No matter what, at least the father has not said he killed somebody. He has not said whether he was caught in an extramarital affair or he was alleged for infidelity. Even if there was any, as long as life was not lost, you understand? As long as life was not lost, both parties should realize their mistake and resolve it amicably.
It's funny at Kelvin Bassey's age, and at least, like you said, we saw a picture of him and his father. He was quite young, and he was matured enough that time, as at that time,
of course,
to know this is my father and we have bond. And that picture looks like, oh, they had bond.
They had.
Yeah, so I don't know. Now that he's grown, he shouldn't have waited until the man would come outside. So is it that he does not have any reason to talk to his father? Is that the father does not know how to reach him until the man is? Because to me, it is an embarrassment. Because Kelvin Bassey is a national person for us, representing the country and is playing internationally, and we love him in Nigeria.
Sure.
So I do not see any reason why. But I don't know what's up. There's too much of gender war outside, and it's annoying. Well, because we are both male on this set, so we'll just touch it lightly so that it doesn't look like, oh, it is one-sided. Yesterday, Simi posted a video, or I saw a video of Simi yesterday that said, whenever a woman is in the hospital and she wants to give birth, after she has given birth, when other families start coming to check up on congratulations, so the next thing they say is, daddy enko, like, where's the father? Like, daddy enko. See, our protest do you know, I was watching the video on silence. That was how crazy it was. Because I read the caption, I was reading the comment, and I already knew what was there before I opened it to see. So she was like, people should do more. They should be particular and be intentional about the wife first. How is she? Hope she's okay. Now, which one is they asking for the father? And people are saying, should they not ask for the father?
Let me, by God's grace, I may not be 100% close to Simi. We've had several encounters. And we've also had time to discuss. There's something I would need to correct here, no matter what. No matter what. Even if a child gives birth, I beg your pardon, a young girl gives birth, the first thing they will ask, who is coming forward on Mogo, right? Either the mother's, the girl's mother, or the wife's, the husband's mother.
One of the mothers.
At least. That's the first question they will ask. Now, there's no how you go to an hospital and you see a woman put to bed. If Dekule was there, they wouldn't have asked this question. Yes, perhaps she's looking at it from the angle of, are they not together anymore? They've asked you a simple question. He is busy. He is somewhere. But Dekule knows that Simi is about to put to bed. She's days away from being delivered of a baby. Ordinarily, you are not the doctor. They will tell you, but then, as a man, you should be there. That is if you are around. You understand? If you are within the country, you should be there. You should be available for your wife. That's where you say, that's how they describe you understanding what your wife went through during labor. It's a normal question. She shouldn't personalize it. Someone who was raped and gave birth, nobody will ask Babenko if they know the manner at which she got pregnant. The only thing they will hear, God will judge this person for doing this. So it's different things, different questions that will come at different situations. So it's the situation that would arise that would warrant the kind of question you will be asked. Dekule, we know, is the husband of Simi. Dekule ordinarily should have been there. So if they ask you, Dekule enko, only talk only Europe, he's on tour in Europe or UK or whatever. Oh, they know, because not everybody has that luxury of time to start going on social media to check on where Dekule gold is.
There is no, if it's not possible. Let's say you just gave birth, maybe your husband was doing like some running around to go and buy stuff, which would definitely happen.
Definitely. Oh, he stepped out to get something.
You understand?
It's a normal question that will be asked.
Your mom comes or any family member comes after saying congratulations, thank God for safe delivery.
Daddy wanko.
It's normal to say okwenko ibolowa. So they might be asking for so many reasons. Maybe our home mom might be asking for, he's supposed to be here, where is he? So you are the one that say, oh, he went out to get something, I know. And when they come, they hug the husband more if they are close, because your body is still kind of very light. Nobody can even shake you too much. So your husband will be the one to do a lot of discussions and all. But my point is, it is getting out of hand the way we just feel like it's a competition now. Whenever a man is trying to, and this Basi matter is something that I'm bringing up through this same conversation. It's like I feel like men are just being used to just get something to get the egg and produce the child. There are some ladies that it's a broken home. They now make money. Sorry, they've made money. They stay alone and they believe they don't need the man until maybe they are approaching 50. Then that's when they realize that
you know why all of this would happen. We now live in a society where we normalize domestic violence. Now, I for one, and I'm sure every right-thinking Nigerian would always, now and forevermore, kick against domestic violence.
True.
It's not a crime. Sorry, it's a crime, but it's not a must you stay in a toxic relationship or marriage. That's the reason why some ladies feel, I would rather have a child and take care of the child. Now, when God created all of us, either in the Holy Quran, you're using the Holy Bible as your guide. God didn't say you have to be pregnant and live. God created man and woman. God did not create only Stanley and Rio. God created Adam and Eve just to be a companion. So if you say you don't want to, well, it's your choice. Now, your dad's experience in marriage, your mom's experience in marriage, because over the time, it's always been women, ladies that suffer domestic violence more. But it still does not mean that men don't suffer domestic violence. But because we bottle things, I am a man, I don't want to speak up, I don't want to be seen as a weakling. We bottle things. And that's why in the outside world, yes, on the scale of 1 to 10, you look at 1 to 7 are women that have oftentimes faced domestic violence. Hence the reason why their psyche and their mentality is now tilted towards, I think I can just do it alone. Okay, all he needs to do is make provision when it matters most, when it's needed, and we'll move on. No. I'm not saying if it does not work, if it's not working out, you should not walk away. It is better you stay alive and you take care of your children separately than for one to lose his or her life. Because at the end of whether you like it or not, the man may not be responsible, but a day will come. The children would definitely need their father. A day will come. I know of a friend, a colleague you know very well, has 4 children. The wife left. And the young guy doing his thing, taking care of the children. All of a sudden, the woman came from nowhere. I want to take one of my son away. I'm like, Oga, are you normal? And you allowed it. And because he was just calm enough to, she was my ex-wife. She should have access to. And the woman from nowhere took the boy from Lagos to Delta State. The same boy you didn't look back to check when you left this young man. Now all of a sudden you came back.
You try to resuscitate person. It's not every time you try to give them ginger. You try to resuscitate person. It's not every time you try to give them ginger. Sometimes when they are off, leave them, let them be off. Because sometimes when you are trying to, be helpful, it might even, be a danger sometimes. So sometimes you leave people to rant. You leave people to just, feel whatever thing they feel like they want to feel. We would go on a short break, but we are not just going on that break. Stanley Paul always got a message for you, and after that message, there is a video effect to that. After that, we'll come back to the studio to continue our beautiful conversation on Free Friday Bomber Breakfast Show. Stanley.
All right, thank you so very much, Rio. And like we say in this part of the world, we need to be innovative. We need to key into different ideas. There are several initiatives. Someone said somewhere that the cost of cooking gas has skyrocketed. If you cannot afford it, then it means there are other alternatives. Now, what am I talking about? It's the Green Plinth Africa 80 million clean cook stoves project. Breakdown. 80 million cooking stove, clean cooking stove, not gas now, to 80 million Nigerians across different states of the country. And we've always talked about tree planting. Take it or leave it. I am breathing out carbon dioxide. I am breathing in so carbon dioxide is breathing in my own carbon dioxide. But when, like they say, when you plant trees, the emission from the trees is what gives us our air. So it's always good when, and I remember former Governor Babajide, Tunde Raji Fashola, I beg your pardon, about Tunde Raji Fashola, advised that trees are planted. And so, like I said, the implementation of the 18 million clean cook stove project is set to commence in Borno and Delta states, and the goal is to what? To give 18 million Nigerians cook stove. 18 million Nigerians will benefit from 18 million cook stoves home, which is to reduce the use of gas across our home. I will leave you with that package. When we come back, the conversation will continue. Don't go anywhere.
So from household, if we do that, we are going to have benefits of the environment. I don't have to talk much about this. You have had people talking about the deforestation, and ours is going to do the reverse, deforestation and reforestation.
I'm sure most of us, this is not new to us. We started the journey together. We've been to places. We've met with Mr. Governor. So this has the hand of Lagos in it. Mr. Governor is well involved in this. He's in support of it. We've been to him like 1 or 2 times, and he has recommended that those of us that have 1 or 2 things to do, that's from the MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies, we should ensure to give this the maximum support.
Our goal is to meet with the gatekeepers that will communicate that information to the whole stakeholders there, that 80 million cook stove for 80 million homes will be distributed free.
The cost of gas has gone astronomical. And the person who lives in Makoko, who cannot afford to buy a 12 kg gas, has the wood as the fallback position. So they go ahead and look for wood.
The health aspect was mentioned is critical. Perhaps not so many of us realize that when you continue to take in carbon monoxide, it destroys the oxygen in the system. And so this kind of system, this clean cook stove, will support in ensuring that we do not always suffer from that part.
Cooking stove. I see that the distribution, has commenced. I see them distributing to Makoko indigent, populace, and they all appreciate it. They started using it, and that these are ways to cut down our carbon footprint, and we will continue to support all of this and encourage, other stakeholders to embrace this initiative.
We should encourage the NGOs who have been getting all this stuff from the international communities, right, to ensure that this stuff get to the low-class people who really don't understand what the carbon emission is. You understand? There are a lot of advocacy that's supposed to be done to let people know how dangerous all these things is to our environment.
We also plan to plant 4 billion trees, but beyond planting and throwing away, because organizations all over the world, it's a ritual to be planting trees. They celebrate you want to plant 1 million, but we want to plant 4 billion trees, not only planting, but also to nurture, so that you do not have a burn throwaway tree planting. And that is what we have. We have orphan tree planting programs in the whole country. They plant trees and forget about them, just like you have a child and you just throw it, forget about the child. Everyone who is going to benefit from this program will be held accountable for the seedlings that you have.
This project is very, first of all, say is a milestone for us, because one, it helps us to further extend our footprint in this climate change and climate adaptation space. Prior to this time, we have had initiatives that we're currently implementing by providing solar lanterns to customers, funding them to enable them have access to it. So with this, it helps us because we are very strong in financial inclusion and ensuring that we're able to grant people access. So what that means is we are providing corporate investment or social investment towards this.
The Lagos State has taken the lead, really. If you look at COP, just the last COP, people went to Belém doing tourism, lying down, going visiting, speech after speech. Lagos State didn't go there. They went to the Investors Forum, which took place in Rio and Sao Paulo, where they met with investors. They presented their project.
The main beneficiaries are women, mothers, children, female children who do cooking. You know, we've initially, before we give anybody any stuff, we're going to do enumeration. And in that enumeration will contain data sort of who they are, photographs and videos of where they live, how they cook. So there's not initially, we're not looking for people who use gas. We're looking for people who use firewood. People who, you know, who have to spend money on firewood. Because the project is in two phases. We've got the 80 million clean cook stove project and the planting of 4 billion trees.
To 80 million Nigerians across different states of the country. It's a laudable initiative because Rio uses gas, I use gas, but then there are people who cannot afford a kg of a cooking gas. So that's another option for you. So if you're used to firewood, if you're used to stove and everything, it's another avenue for you to change the mindset. Laudable initiative, I must tell you, from Greenplate. And I hope that those that would benefit from this initiative, I just hope they make judicious use of it. The rural communities are the ones that are being targeted. So kudos to you, congratulations to every beneficiary, and hopefully we would have a clean, safer, and a healthier society. Really, over to you.
Is it going to be free?
Yes, it's going to be free.
What kind of stove it is?
You know, there are stoves that, not the usual one that we're used to. This one that we use, I'm trying to look for the best word to describe how this thing works now. I don't know. Have you seen this charcoal stove?
I don't know, but I've seen it a lot.
When you pull out the thing, you put charcoal in it, and you just lit it, and it does not affect anything at all. So it costs friendly. Unlike a kg of gas that costs for about 1,300.
Not like it uses kerosene.
Nah.
So what major thing they use is the charcoal?
Just charcoal.
Well, hopefully, it's good that the government is trying to make alternative means for Nigerians to live, and I hope.
I think that's the word. Alternative means.
Yeah,
alternative means.
I hope the bad eggs, because there's always bad eggs, will not siphon this, and there will not be any form of favoritism or nepotism in the distribution of. This is where you see the local government activeness now. 80 million, and you say we are like let's say 250 million because we don't have data to read, and if 80 million is taken, I mean that's about 30-something to 40% of the country. So by the time they will do the next batch, I mean gradually things will stop. So, thank you, government. I mean, is it government who is responsible for this?
Nah, just some group of people.
Or group of people that are
But
responsible
backed by the
for
government.
this? Because 80 million is actually much, you know.
And that's why they called on everyone's support, the government and those who can finance it.
Well, hopefully we'll get to sort that out. You guys don't worry. By 9:30, Stanley Paul Ika will do sports. And you guys just, because we hear a couple of things that has to do with sport. And there is Premier League this weekend, right?
Of course not. It never goes on break.
Okay. Well, let's just take a look at some stories that made it to the newspaper. Usually Friday it can be optional for us, but you know, we just see some funny story that making election is, you know, getting closer on a daily, and I saw some politicians have started or they have been stylishly doing campaign. That's what we need to call the Independent National Electoral Commission. If your rules and laws are no longer guided, but it's a topic for another day. The Nigerian Tribune 2027 waiting game persists as Senate delay electoral act bill. Rider says the far action till Tuesday raises mini committee to distill senators' view. Rep step down consideration of outstanding clauses. I already feel like games are coming up already. Four lenders sets for strategic decision as recapitalization deadline approaches. We will create more institutions to make Oyo greater. It's coming from Sheyi Makinde, even though his second tenure will end next year. Bono government orders direct payment of local government's allocation. Opposition alliance will chase APC out in 2027. This is coming from, Buba Galadima. The writer says opposition ready to queue behind most popular candidates. Kano governor must submit NNPP's mandate before defection. He adds. Federal Capital Territory workers appeal industrial court ruling resume strike. We are still in court. Obey ruling, Wike tells worker. Rivers APC discussing with Wike to resolve impasse. Bashiru, National Secretary, says. Naira on recovery spree strengthening against major currency. That is coming from the CBN. Let's get to see what we have in the Guardian this morning.
Well, it's just literally picture stories there, backed with in some inscriptions. Perhaps the one that interests me most is the fuel hike, the fuel price hike, which is imminent as oil prices exceed budget benchmark. Well, I think that's for the NNPC, because there's no budget for Dangote refinery. So it's a one-man business. So let's leave that for another day. How universities mass produce research without solutions to societal ills. Amotekun denies accidental discharge at our training ground. NCC removes 450 illegal signal boosters. Reassigns spectrum. IPOP faults Soludo's threat to revoke Onitsha Market's ownership rights. I said it, when was that? On Friday last week. Was it on Friday or on Tuesday? Tuesday, I beg your pardon. You can't be bigger than the government. The government loses over 20 billion naira as a result of the sit-at-home order. If you cannot understand the economic implication of it in the state, then Governor Soludo has told anyone who cares to listen to go to another state. You can't be an agrarian and be bringing the economic situation of the country down. This one says, Wike commissions 12 ambulances as FCTA workers resume strike. Zulum Oke's direct payment of monthly allocations to Borno local government chairman. 58.4 trillion naira budget scales through second reading without debate. APC weighs leadership shake up as Ndume warns of northern discontent. And three stories, okay, two, and that will be all. Um, cargo agent kicks as fan, increases tariff by 207%. Wow! Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. Quite interesting. Senate probes warning Abuja Kaduna Railway operations. So those are the stories on the Guardian newspaper this morning.
I think there are a lot of things that the government needs to work on with the rate by which people are increasing taxes, because it still end up on the final consumer.
Like I said, the reason why cargo operators are lamenting is because some of them, they bring in consignments, they bring in goods. Yes, I understand that the cost of, what's it called now? Air diesel, or petrol as it were, is on the high. But then I think we should also understand that you don't increase tariff like this and you still expect them to pay tax. If you're paying tax, then this tariff must be minimal, must be reasonable.
Okay. The last paper we have here is the Nation newspaper. Senate takes steps to fast-track Electoral Act 2022 amendment. Well, because the people are saying two different things. The Nation is saying Senate takes steps to fast-track. Nigerian Tribune is saying waiting game persists as Senate delays Electoral Act bill.
You say the same thing.
They delay. Senate takes steps to fast track. Now the nation wants to fast track. Let's pass the bill. Nigerian Tribune is saying they are delaying.
Different angles to it.
So where may be different angles
to the story.
Now wow, even papers are confused. Everything.
No, it's the headline for you. If you read the body of the story, you might just be shocked.
That is the same thing that is inside. All right, we'll move on. Electoral transfer of results. Beavers use may be legalized. Well, Senate are making moves on that. Castina State CJ, no bandit released in exchange for peace. That is coming from Justice Nan Ladi, yet Turkey trip will boost insurgency battle. First Lady institutes 50 million naira empowerment fund on trust fund. Net flow extended to 2025-2026 loan. Application deadline February 27. Senate probe durable nail speed train services. Zulum OK's direct payments to local governments. Yeah, and those are the lucky stories on the paper this morning. But quickly, we'll just touch one or two stories before we go on the sports story this morning. Federal Capital Territory workers appeal to industrial courts ruling resume strike, and Wike is telling them you have to resume back to work, you have to obey the court. Do you notice that? Maybe I'm the only person that noticed that Wike has really been using the court against the people. Wike believe let's go to courts.
Number one, his wife is a lawyer.
Or a judge.
A judge, okay. Wike also is a barrister. He has friends. See, the rule of law in this country is not being upheld, and it's not been followed to the latter. We don't respect the rule of law. I think that better explains it. Now, that's the problem we have with influential people. I've always said this time and over again, because we live in a country where connections prevail. I am connected to people in high places. I can do whatever I like. Impunity, and this is the same Wike that condemns impunity every now and then. So now it's beginning to look obvious that impunity comes in different form and in different ways. You use the military, you use the police. You understand? The military carry out impunity. The military, the police also carry out impunity, all manner of impunity. But even in the court of law, you want to prove that, yes, I am in charge. I am in charge. There was a story we read yesterday on the news where in Lagos, a court in Yaba said because they were chanting, they were using abusive song on the commissioner of police, this and that. And I'm like, for crying out loud, peaceful protesters came. They said they have been approaching the Lagos State House of Assembly and no positive result, and that they want to see the governor direct. That was their demand. It's not as if what was that? They even tear gas everywhere.
That was the day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday. If my
it.
director still has that video, let's see.
We talked about it.
Samson was tear
They
gas.
had their own fault too.
They had their own fault. But their demand was, we want to see the governor. You understand? That was their demand.
They wanted to enter the complex by fire, by force.
I said, this thing. Their demand is the first thing. You can't force your way. That's another thing. You can't force your way. There is a law, because you don't know who is armed, and they can't start searching everybody. Now, what I felt they should have done, I'm talking about the leadership of the Nigerian Police Force and the House of Assembly. Delegate people.
But 2 House of Assembly members came out.
This is not, according to them, this is not the first time they are coming and they've been addressed. But then, results have not been seen. They've not felt any result. So this time around, look at this. This is Samson running. You know, now look at people that are, look at this. This is a show of shame. Yes, I know that we use tear gas in this country to disperse protesters that are trying to become violent. But in my own opinion, I felt they should have called at least 2, 3, or 5 leaders of that led the protest. Come in if it's to meet with the speaker, because sometimes I have gone through these things. I remember when we met with Chairman House Committee on Education years back, and I told him, sir, we won't return to LASU if we don't sign an undertaking that if we return back to school, we will not be rusticated. Because there was a plot, and I told him, sir, we may not have the chance and opportunity to meet you again. And our demands are very, very clear. We are in the university, but yet we spend years in the university. It is always a strike or two. Look at this. Well armed, I beg your pardon. Now, like I said, all of this would have been resolved, and this whole issue would not have metamorphosed into tear gas in them if they hadn't tried to force their way. 1. 2, if the police and the authorities of the National Assembly had just, look at this guy, but I've forgotten his name, that they called him one funny name, one funny nickname, that they said that he was chanting abusive song on the Nigerian police officer. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Is that even a case? Well, it's a case if you have an interpreter, if you have a barrister or a lawyer interpret it for you. But like I said, all of this would have been avoided. All of this would have been avoided if they had all come to a roundtable meeting. Okay, you have said you've been here before, and upon meeting with different people in the House of Assembly, nothing has been done. Okay, now let's take it one step further. Oh, Mr. Speaker would want to meet with you. Okay, Mr. Speaker speaks with them on phone. Come back on so and so day. All of this would have been resolved without this firing of tear gas and all whatnot. But it is what it is. We are in this part of the world, and I just hope that those that were affected, because I remember Teddy was affected, I was also affected. In fact, Samson was a major culprit, because he was right behind him. He was right beside the man, the officer that shot the tear gas.
Wow.
But yeah, it's one of those hazards. Every job has its sacrifice. So I wish that the Nigerian Police Force and all our security agencies would be strategic in some of their moves.
I mean, that strategy is what they really need. But the people too, I know we have a people's problem. I know the people too need to exercise patience. They are calling for at least keep us somewhere. We don't have a place to stay, and then compensate the people who you should compensate, or who should be compensated. I don't know, but the governor, I think he has addressed the matter, and we heard that some people were giving letters, some people did not even bother to attend to it until when, the demolition team came and they started demolishing everywhere. But these guys really don't have a place to stay. And Your Excellency, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, you are a father for all. And I think this now includes almost every tribe. You see almost every tribe in that place. It's not like a tribal war or targeting a particular tribe. It's everybody that is involved. So I don't know. I think the Lagos State government needs to do better. This is the most populated black state in the world, not just in Africa or Nigeria. The most populated black states in the world. So all eyes on us, and I think we can do better. Yes, I'll just take one more topic on a lighter one. Rivers APC discussing with Wike to resolve their problem. That is Bashir, National Secretary, saying Stanley Poikau, it looks like APC is kind of giving up and succumbing to Wiki's choice. Do you think is a good one on Fubara?
Well, it may not be a good one on Fubara, but I'm sure there are underground negotiations, underground discussions that have not been made public, which we hope that in the next couple of days, months or weeks, as they prepare for the 2027 general election or campaign first, all of this will be resolved. But it looks like Wiki has stood his ground, is bent on ensuring that Fubara would not return. I don't know. River State party politics, maybe just Lagos State is the only difference, because in Kano State, Kwakwanso, Ganduje, and you understand. It is what it is. I just wish them all the best because I don't want to bother my head.
All right, it's Friday and it is time to have fun. To have a fantastic weekend. Those that have event and those that will still work today, tomorrow, and even Sunday.
Like me.
We don't know.
Like me.
And even Sunday.
Like me. Director, show me now. I'll bring your head.
The officers.
I want.
The uniform men, the medical practitioners, the security guys, the on-air personalities like Stanley. A lot of people that will still work even during the weekend. I wish you guys all the best. I would believe in but Stanley Poikau is still in the studio to feed you guys with what is happening in the world of sports. So as I sign out, I want to say, don't let the weekend wicked you. Be smart. If you have to drink, please don't drink and drive. Don't drive and drink. And if you have to drink, drink responsibly. I mean, you're a responsible man, be wise. Nobody is saying don't flex, but flex wisely, right? So that they will not use you as an example to correct other people, right? I am Ambassador Robin Emmanuel Oluwafemi. I'll see you on Monday, but don't go anywhere. Stanley Poikau is still in the studio to let you guys know that Liverpool eventually win the league title that we are in. I'll see you. Till next week. Bye for now.
Hello, director. Can you please repeat what you just said?
Bye for now. You can take us to when we come back.
We are hosts and co-hosts. You cannot take us away. We have to settle it.
Liverpool will tell you guys
Liverpool
will win the Premier League this season.
No wonder you are walking alone.
I see Arsenal losing 5 games.
No wonder they are walking alone. They won 6-0 over the week. The course of the week that they won't allow us here. My director, please, let's go finally.
Imagine
I'll
your
be back.
defender is assisting 3 goals.
Can you imagine?
It's okay.
One out of how many? Director, you know what? Let's go now. Let's go.
Director, go.
Ramadan, the only month of blessings and forgiveness, is here again. This is an opportunity for corporate bodies to grow their brands and individuals to enjoy unending blessing from Allah by way of sponsoring any of our ARI programs, specially packaged for this Ramadan period. You can sponsor our call to prayer, Ramadan Tafsir, Taraweeh live from Holy Kaaba, Makkah and Medina, Iftar Family Quiz Show, dawn transmission from 3 to 7 a.m. and lots more at affordable cost. For information on how you can be part of this program, contact our marketing department for details or call any of the following lines: 0803 300 4531 or 0803 515 8756 or 002 928 0721. Ramadan Mubarak.